Has St Kilda's bubble burst? Have Sydney become irrelevant? Are Richmond back? Is Michael Voss's coaching tenure at Carlton in jeopardy? And has a new premiership contender emerged in Adelaide? Welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore, and today we review round 9 and expect some fireworks in this one. And welcome, gentlemen, and we've got a full squad finally for the first time in a few weeks.
No injuries.
No gap here.
Physio's been busy.
Physio's been busy.
Very busy.
Got the all clear. No late withdrawals.
No, he's making his money though.
He's earned his money all right.
Yeah.
No Chris Scott late withdrawals.
No, none of that famous stuff.
That's good.
Let's have a look at that first round on Friday night. Richmond 16-6-102 defeated Geelong 11-12-78. Veet, they got me. I didn't see this coming.
Well, this is how simple it is. Patrick Dangerfield did not play in that game.
See Guthrie as well.
C. Guthrie. I'm just going to mention him. I know this Sauer thing. I've gone about it all year, and I think they're starting to get over that. But is there still remnants?
Remnants, good word.
Is there still remnants?
When Dangerfield's out, maybe.
Correct.
But when
And
he's
Guthrie.
they've been, Dangerfield especially has been shouldering the load this year. He's taken over from Selwood. It took him a few weeks.
Richmond were way tougher in the clinches. And
They
that's
were.
what I mean by Dangerfield not being there in Selwood. They're two of the toughest in the AFL.
Yeah.
And also, on the other side, Dusty, Shea Bolton and Taranto showed the way for me on Friday night.
They were deadly on turnover, Richmond.
Ooh, how were they ever? They made
They
them
ran
pay.
hard. They ran in waves. It was their premiership model.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Their DNA, premiership DNA.
DNA,
was back.
that's the
It
word.
was, yeah.
For portions
Yeah.
of that game, it looked like the Richmond of,
Yeah,
Like-
and the only time Geelong looked like getting in the game was when Geelong had it on their terms where they were neat, they were clean, they were bringing the ball. Once Richmond made it messy, it caused havoc for Richmond and forced the ball to hit the ground.
They
and
played Richmond football.
That's right.
It was
That's
Richmond
right.
football, yeah.
And looked at, and I think, and again, going to that midfield side of things, just as soon as that game started, 10, 15 minutes, and I know it wasn't a runaway early, but you could just see the toughness of Geelong wasn't there with Dangerfield not being there. Guthrie adds his bit of physicality as well.
Yep.
And obviously we've spoken about the other guy that's retired, but I just knew then there was going to be an issue. It was a good call. You called Richmond last
did.
week.
Yeah, because I knew Dangerfield was out and he was carrying a lot. Like, Jeremy Cameron's been great, but, geez, Dangerfield's been exceptional.
Yeah, he has. No doubt about
You
it.
said, Jeremy, Richmond forced Cameron up the field,
Yep.
so it rendered Geelong's forward line
Correct.
dysfunctional.
That's the other thing I was going to say. It left Hawkins to the shoulder of the load, and let's be honest, we know he's good and but he's not. He hasn't got half the mobility
that's
that
right.
Cameron's got.
No,
that's right.
So Richmond back? Or,
No,
or
not
you
for
think
me.
that's just a one-off?
Not for me. I'm
for
with
me.
Ange.
Yeah. I think you're right. Look, if they can bring that every week, they're definitely,
Yeah.
as I've said for a few weeks now, the premiership wide open this
It
year.
Well,
is.
we'll see in the preview of the next round. I'm not even sure they play it right this second, but it'd be interesting. But I'm with you, Ange. It's going to take a lot more for me to go, yeah, they're back.
Need a little bit more.
Geelong has a full deck. I think it's a different ballgame all of a
Well,
sudden.
that's right. That's right.
So, touch and go. I agree. You don't know, but anyway.
The other game on the Friday night was Gold Coast 16-17-113 defeated West Coast 6-7-43. Andrew, did you even bother?
I actually did. I flicked over after the Richmond game. Pretty impressive Gold Coast, but again, they played West Coast.
Played West Coast.
It's an easy kill.
If they kick straight, they win by 120
Yeah.
points.
Yeah,
But
you're right. They kicked 16-17.
I've got to say, 4 weeks ago, I said to Matt Rao, you need to stand up. And he has. He's been incredible.
You weren't questioning his inside ability. You were questioning his outs.
I was
his
questioning,
outside.
so
And
he
he
was always hurt at the ball, but his problem was he's always getting caught, right?
Yeah.
He'd almost like do it on purpose so he could get another clearance.
Yeah.
Or get another chance of the clearance, right?
Yep.
I think the coaches have probably said to him, mate, it doesn't have to be perfect every time. Like, run away from, he's
Yeah.
running away from packs and just kicking it down to King and these blokes,
I
right?
was talking about that. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's making sense now, right? Getting caught, it doesn't help anyone, you know?
And King and Chol are a handful. Kick six between them. And in the middle, talking about Rao, Anderson.
The Coaches was good.
Oh, yeah, but Rao and Anderson, they destroyed them. 56 touches between them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
huge.
that is big.
The only thing I could see for what I saw of West Coast is shining light Kelly and Duggan, mate. They got 26 and 32. And Gold Coast they look slow, West Coast. Their kids don't look like they're up to it. I'm not sure where they're at.
That's true.
Is that a
That's
huge
true.
problem if your best player? I know we know Kelly's a star and Duggan's a good player, but if they're your two best players every week, you're
I'm
in
with
trouble.
you, mate.
That's all they got.
Where's the rest? I mean, Oscar Allen, I think, is a really good player.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
playing in a terrible
Yeah,
side.
Barras is good.
Oh, you love
He's
him.
better than good, mate. He's a great player.
Gaff got his 15, 16
Yeah,
possessions, but
Yeah,
he struggled.
he's not playing that role anymore. He's
No.
playing sort of off half.
That's right.
He's a bit, I don't know where West Coast go. I reckon they just need to start again. I reckon Adam Simpson's not
and
the
that's what's
answer.
going to happen.
Not that it's his fault, but
Don't
I
you
think he's
think?
been there for 12 years. It has to. It has to.
And
At
look,
some point, they just have to say, mate, you've been a great servant. You've won us a premiership. Let's move on. Let's get rid of all this dead wood and move on. And
Yep.
do you agree the 70 points was flattering? I know we talked about the kicking, but it was flattering.
Yeah, pretty
6-7-43,
much.
my lord.
You
At
know,
home,
But
mind
still
you.
a 70-point win
Oh, it's a belting.
in
no,
Perth. Longest trip in the
It's a
comp.
hiding, absolutely.
It's a
Not a bad result, is
no,
it?
no, yeah, but it could have been worse.
Oh, absolutely.
you're in bad shape when there's absolutely no chance of winning the game. Like everyone knows you're playing West Coast. Like it's
There's 3 teams at the moment
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
in bad
No, we'll
shape.
talk about that.
And, you know,
yeah.
look, Hawthorne, we'll talk about it, but
Hawthorne, we've said they're going down a different.
But
there's
still,
an
they're
interesting stat that I want to talk about, and this is broad, about Hawthorne, West Coast and North Melbourne.
Broad place for Richmond.
Came back and returned and played very well on.
He did actually.
Played very well on
He did.
all. It's the first time since 1990 that the bottom 3 sides after 9 rounds have a percentage of less than 65.
That's incredible. That's actually quite
that's-
poor. I don't care what the Hawthorn's doing, what they're not doing. All those 3, that's just poor.
So that
That's not AFL standard, sorry.
No.
so that
First time in the AFL, really. AFL came in
massive.
1990.
I guess that just says, like what I was saying
How
about
far
West
back?
Coast, when they go into games and everyone knows that there's no
Yeah,
chance.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
bad.
talk about Saturday. Sydney 13-8-86 fell over to Freo 16-7-103. V, pretty good win by Freo in the end.
Tremendous win. And look, is it a tremendous win or is Sydney just on the slide? Schultz and Jackson put on a show, mate. They kicked 7
Yeah.
between them. And I just want to mention one bloke, O'Meara. I've never been a massive fan, but he's starting to show his worth. I think he got 27 touches. He was damaging on the weekend. And one more, and this bloke here, he's right. He had 4 touches. I don't know how long he played of that game.
So he joins the Cunnington.
Lance.
Oh, Lance.
4 touches he had.
Yeah, well, there'll be time for that.
Warner and Parker were the 2 best for Sydney.
There'll
What
be
I
time
saw.
for that.
But-
Yeah. Sydney's in a bit of a funk at the moment. They're,
Funk. I
yeah.
reckon they're just imposters.
You've been saying
calling
that.
for a while. Like I think the problem with Sydney, and this is a personal opinion, I think John Longmire's lost the art of coaching in today's era,
Has the horse bolted?
literally.
Ryan,
Ryan
You've been waiting for that.
I was waiting. for
Ryan
that.
Clark, what's his?
Oh, dear.
Like he had, I think, 7 or 8 touches. So he's a tagger. Taggers don't work anymore, do they?
Is
Like,
there
let's
such
be honest, they
thing?
don't-
No, there's a run with.
Is that what they call it now?
Yeah.
But
Do you still use them at, sorry, do you still
Run
use them?
with.
Do you still use them
Run
at
with.
Werribee District?
Use run with word.
Right.
yeah, but
You say hard tag, and footballers are dumb, and I was dumb for a long time. Hard
Mm.
tag is Tony Liberatore hard tag, and that
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
that doesn't
anymore.
exist anymore.
Yeah, he's right.
A tag now is going the other way, getting the ball yourself.
But it's not
right?
about. It's not Ryan Clark. It's not.
No, I'm just
it's
making.
not-
I'm
I
making
mean,
the analogy that I think the mentality of like the Longmires of the world, they've been in it for 15 years, been coaching.
you reckon it's
Sydney for
past
40
him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's right.
I think just that mentality of having Buddy Franklin, mate, he's 35. He ain't
Look.
going to produce what he produced
Or-
5 years ago or 10 years ago, right? Ryan Clark's of the world. So you're playing
But
with 2 less,
I don't
right?
know. I think, are you looking at the wrong?
No.
Sydney's game revolves around intensity and
Yes.
pressure.
Yeah, it does.
And it's
not
fallen
there.
off
So-
insanely, and they can't keep going to the trough relying on Luke Parker to get
correct.
contested footy. I know they lost Callum Mills during the game. That's where the problem is. It's not Ryan Clark and
No.
do you know what I mean? And Buddy and all that.
I agree
It's-
with that, but I think playing those plays, you're playing with 2 less, right? Ultimately.
Yeah, ultimately.
Or is it they're just not
Ultimately.
listening to him anymore? Maybe the message is not getting through
Maybe
anymore.
a bit of everything.
Well, I also think
Combination.
McCartans and Rampy, they're big losses down back, and they're getting whacked by teams with big forwards.
They are.
They're
but-
big holes.
But Sydney should be better than that.
You'd expect better.
Like
than
everyone gets injuries.
So I just said their intensity falls,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
they revolve around the contested footy, and they lose their 2 defenders. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, fair enough. I just think it's.
Don't get me wrong. I think Sydney's fallen. I don't think
They're
there's
done.
improvement
Yeah.
there.
No. Well, the
For-
improvement, like Errol Goulden, how good's he?
Oh,
He's a
Yeah.
star, isn't he?
Yeah.
We knew that already, but anyway.
absolutely.
But Freo look good when their small forwards get to work. Swakowski,
Yeah.
Schultz. There's another one.
I know he's a
there.
midfielder.
Frederick.
I know he's a midfielder, but Sarong, he
Sarong,
goes.
star,
Frederick,
mate. He goes
Brayshaw.
forward.
They've got a really good
Got a good mix. But
Up forward,
they're starting to show it now. They struggled early, but they've got it together.
yeah, and then up forward, Jackson and Amos.
So is there room for Nathan?
There's no room for Nathan.
Nah, I think
No room?
Nathan's had it.
There's no room for Nathan.
Sub again?
No
Yeah,
room
Nathan's
for
had it.
him.
Good.
Moving on, Saturday, North Melbourne, 10-5-65, fell over to Port, 20-15-135. I don't think you'd call it they didn't fall over to them.
Do not disturb me.
On the phone?
Do not disturb what I'm about to say.
Do you need this seat?
I don't.
Let's sit back and just
Relax. Think about what you're going to have for dinner, boys. Whatever you want.
look into the camera, down the barrel.
Okay. 20 minutes of effort I saw on the weekend, North Melbourne. 20 minutes. What, is a game go for 20 minutes or 100? I'm not sure. Handballs to feet. Can't hit targets from 20 to 25 metres up the ground, over the head, to the side, straight to the opposition at times. Kicking across goal with no conviction. I saw one with Flynn Perez, kicked it 15 metres along the ground to, I don't know who he's looking for, and Port Adelaide picked the ball up and just waltzed in and kicked an easy goal. I haven't seen that local footy. Disgrace. Then you got blokes like Finlayson, who's a good player, had 10 shots for goal, 3, 5 and 2 out of bounds. What's going on in that back line? Then you got Wines, Butters, Rosie. They've got like 1,000 possessions between them. Destroyed our North Melbourne midfielders. You're going to have a crack. You're going to have a crack. Because I tell you, it got too hard after the first 20 minutes, like I said. I'm going to talk about a few blokes that can hold their head up at that football club, and that is Goldstein. Sheasel, a kid. Are you listening to this? Sheasel has played 5 minutes of football. 5 minutes of football, and I'm naming him as one of the blokes that can hold his head up. 18-year-old kid. Zeeble has a crack every week, kills himself. Simpkins, Zerha, they're the ones. LDU, sorry. I meant to give him absolutely LDU. Same culprits every week, Larky, at some stage. Barring that, the rest of that list is a disgrace. Weak, no effort. Now, Kane Turner, Flynn Perez, Jack Marnie, Bailey Scott, please. Oh, Curtis Taylor. Go back to Keilor and play there, mate. Because seriously, you're not up to it. And Aaron Hall. Can't even get a game in this side. Can't even get a game in a side that can't even kick more than 10 goals a week. And I'll finish it up with one thing I'll say. Luke McDonald as captain is laughable. And the other thing I'll finish up with is Clarko will clean this out at season's end. And I'm sure, just like me and the rest of the North supporters, members, whoever, sick and tired of the incompetence of these blokes that get paid every single week. And I'll coin yours. Check your bank account because you couldn't give a damn about what you're doing out there. It's an absolute disgrace. And I'm sick and tired of it as a member, watching, no effort. Losing, I can deal with, yes. But just after sitting in my lounge room again, 20 minutes after the game starts and that's it, we're done, gone. You know what, North? Have a look at yourselves from top to bottom. Anything else? I'm done.
We'll take a...
Bang!
Isn't that Xavier Duursma?
It is.
Have you got the trademark?
Yeah,
the copyright
oh,
for that?
we're allowed to use it.
We'll take it from here. Have a breath. Have a drink. Take it easy. Do you agree with
Yeah,
that?
100%. I've got no problem with that. You were talking about players. I think the lack of effort, and this has got nothing to do with skill, and it's got nothing to do with game plan. It's just fundamental lack of effort, and they're not willing to do it. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's true.
They are not willing to put in the effort.
But does that...
They refuse to bring it.
Does that stem from the coach? Does it start from the coach?
Oh, no.
Like, is he to blame it all for this? He's got to be... There's some point of it.
When you're in your first year,
He's
you
9
can't...
games into his tenure.
Yeah, when you're in your first
Yeah, but he's
year,
Alistair
any
Clarkson.
coach...
He's Alistair Clarkson, though. Let's preface with that.
Good
he's
point.
Alistair Clarkson. He's not Craig McRae's first, second year. Right?
Granted.
But yeah, go on.
No, I'm just like... I'm not saying it's totally his fault, but he's got to be to blame some of it.
10%. Inherited. Look at the list he's inherited.
That's exactly right.
I apologise to you, Angela. I apologise to this man because I said our list is not too bad. Horrendous.
I said 4 games.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, but you can't... Like, effort's non-negotiable. That
Correct.
doesn't take talent, right?
Correct. No, he's right.
Effort comes
And that's
within.
what you're saying. That's what
But
you're
it
saying.
comes within the footballer's brain when he wakes up in the morning.
So this didn't happen.
Have a go.
This didn't start this week. This started 5 weeks ago, right?
That's right. They've lost 7 in a row.
So what can he not see
Whacked.
the people not putting in the effort? Why does he continue to play them?
I'll tell you what, because your mate Flynn Perez is getting a game and he thinks underneath him, well, there's no one coming through. I'll be right.
Yeah,
That's right.
But
It's a very
no,
surface thought.
It's probably right, but I still think like handing games players that don't deserve it or don't put in the effort.
handing players games.
What did I say?
Handing games to players.
How do you hand a game? A video game to a player. That's a different. That's a different podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oi.
Handing games to players that
That's it.
don't deserve it or haven't earned it.
Correct.
Or haven't
No.
earned
Yeah.
the right to play the following week. That's a problem, you know?
It is absolutely a problem.
Okay, as a North
culture
as a
thing
North
too
hat
now.
on,
Yeah.
and put your North hat on. Are you sick and tired of the same old players doing the same old rubbish?
I've gone past that. I just expect it, and that's bad.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
expect the rubbish.
That's even worse, Ange.
Well, I didn't, like, you know,
It's bad that you expect it. Like
Bad.
that's when you know
on you.
it's not good.
It's. I don't know what to say anymore.
Going back to the coach, right? Yeah, every coach comes into a club and they look at the list and they don't sweep out everyone after year one. You're
Yeah.
right. There's going to be some big changes at the end of this year's footy season. Has to. And all coaches do it. Brad Scott will do it at Essendon.
And
Ross Lyon will do it too.
I'm not expecting to win. I'm not. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about winning because I understand where we're at. Like Ange said, effort. Have a crack. Be in a game where we can turn around and go, oh, great effort.
So
That's what I can't deal with.
So do you think the likes of Phillips not playing that's an issue, right? He's got to play.
Where's George?
Where's Wardlaw?
I heard on the grapevine, not that one or that grapevine over there, but he might play this week. Out of absolute necessity because injuries have hit him again. Like they had 3 or 4 injuries out of this game, which doesn't help a struggling side.
No.
Doesn't.
We've seen what happened to the West Coast, right? That's no excuse, but I'm just saying it doesn't help
Yeah.
when you've got injury after injury after injury.
Well,
Club corner done.
I don't know. Are we done?
I'm done.
Port
My
Adelaide
blood
just
pressure's
quickly.
150.
No Dixon, Rioli, Burn-Jones. Marshall got concussion. They moved Burton and Bonner forward to set up a pretty good little forward line. They got 14 goals between them, and that just tells you
Right there.
how ordinary that is. The opposition must have
Yeah.
been pretty bad.
Well, you had a stat about the bottom 3 teams having 60%.
That's right.
Is it-
That's
that,
right.
That pretty much sums
That's
it up.
right. I don't think Port's a genuine contender.
Don't go by that.
No. I saw them last week, and I think they'll play finals. But
I
I,
think
don't
they'll play
they're-
finals. I don't think they're any threat.
Yeah,
Although, geez, Horn Francis is going to get better. We know that, right? If he can be the player, I don't think it's going to happen this year. If he can be the player he's meant to be, that helps Port a lot.
So we go to the twilight game, and another ordinary performance by a bottom 3 team. Hawthorne 7-7-49, Melbourne 15-13-103. What'd you get out of that one?
Not
Nothing.
much. Not much. 4 points. Melbourne got 4 points. That's it.
Actually, I know what you got out of that. You went and got a pizza during that game.
Yeah, we did in the last quarter to get. Yeah, no, that was just a game of footy.
It's
It wasn't even. Yeah.
Melbourne just ticked the box.
That's it. Got
That's
the 4
exactly what they
points.
did.
Did what they did.
Too classy, too smart. On the spread. You saw it on the spread, mate. Hawthorne couldn't go with them.
Yeah.
What I like about Melbourne is I've written a couple of players here other than Fritz, but like Petty, Spargo, these sort of blokes that just
Second
pop up
tiers.
and they've got really good balance and mix.
Second tiers, mate.
Yeah.
Second tier
And
players.
Chandler.
But in order for those types of players to do that, you need to have Petrarca, Oliver,
Yeah, you need the
Gine.
CEOs up the top running
Of
the
course,
company.
Absolutely,
Yeah, absolutely,
Lever, May.
100%.
Yeah.
So they're afforded that luxury to,
Regulation win, buddies.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
let's move on.
Last week, Andrew said in this game it was a shootout at the OK Corral. 12-15-87, Brisbane defeating Essendon 6-9-45. Well, we saw 18 goals.
Did it rain?
Nah, it was a beautiful
I
night.
don't know what happened.
Rain behinds for Brisbane.
Maybe they played.
Brisbane, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Brisbane are in the conversation now of a potential
Sure.
premiership favouritism
Yeah,
next to
I'll give you
Collingwood. They've got 7 more games to go at the Gabba. They've got Gold Coast, Sydney coming up as well as Hawthorne. So they're going to set themselves up by mid-year.
My they are,
They
absolutely.
should be finishing top 2, and then from top 2 you got a Gabba final. But as we know about Brisbane,
Yeah.
what happens when they get to finals?
But you know what? Joe Dana is finally playing consistent good footy, right?
Yeah,
And
6 goals won,
their
mate.
premiership revolves around him.
it does.
Because he struggled in finals,
it,
right?
it did.
Yeah.
All the other players play well, the Zorkos and
Well,
Lockie Neal and all those blokes, right? They always play well.
Yeah.
But the Joe Danahers, the ones that's going to win you, they're the ones that are going to win you the game ultimately.
Yeah.
Right? He kicks 5 goals in the final, you're on your way.
Well,
100%.
Rayner, McCluggage, Dunkley, Zorko, and I'll mention another guy in a minute. They got a crap load of the ball. Crap load. And this bloke here is a beauty. Not to coin Bruce, a beauty. Ashcroft. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah.
I know we all know he's good, but I just watched, like I said, I saw.
He's a special footballer.
Oh,
he's special.
So he got plenty of the
To
ball.
think in this era you got Dacos and
Ashcroft.
Ashcroft and
Sheasel. All in the same. Well, Dacos was last year, but Sheasel and Ashcroft.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
what have you
we haven't
got?
seen Wardlord yet.
No,
He could be
that's
better
right.
than all of them. Who knows?
What do you got on Essendon? I just reckon they were just too ultra defensive early, and that's Brad Scott for you. And
I was thinking of
said
you.
that
I
at
was
the
thinking
start
of
the
you.
year,
I was thinking of you.
Look at
The only thing I saw too, I saw Redmond got 30 touches, and what I saw of it, they tried to push him up a little bit more to support the midfield because they were getting towed up
because
later in the game.
Parrish was out, right? So they didn't have that link player.
Yeah.
So I think him not being deep back, and plus there was no, I forgot his name, the defender for Richmond, for
14.
Yes.
Yeah, we just call him number 14.
14, because last week we said they all look the same.
They're all the same.
14, 15, Laverde, they all
They're
look
all
the
the
same.
same.
Name 14, come on, help me out. I've
Not
lost
Ridley.
Yes, Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley.
Ridley. Jade
So
Laverde,
Ridley,
they all
Ridley.
they're the same.
So what I'm saying, I think that cost them as well. Hence, they had that. What's his name on
Baldwin played on.
Baldwin on
Danaher.
What? I was staggered.
Did he play
at
for
that.
Fitzroy?
I thought it was Carl Hooker. Yeah, just Jason
Kyle Hooker,
Bald.
26. Yeah, I think teams like Essendon that can be potentially a finals team.
Potentially, yeah.
Once you've got the likes of Parrish and what's his name again?
Langford.
No, not Langford. 14. We just said
Ridley.
it. Ridley and
Todd
Parrish.
Ridley.
They can't afford to have two players.
Ah,
of
that's
that,
right.
You know,
That's right.
they just can't. They're
That's
not.
right.
They're not at that stage
That's
yet,
right.
right?
But
So yeah, I mean,
Brisbane at the Gabba. Say no more to say about
I was
that.
happy they whacked Essendon.
actually,
they
it
needed
snowed.
to do it, and they did
It
it.
snowed, but after half time.
That's right, after half
After
time.
half time, it snowed.
That's true.
That's right.
Anyway,
The other Saturday night game was Carlton 8-11-59, Western Bulldogs 11-13-79. Andrew, again, the floor is yours.
Go away, Michael Voss. You should be sacked.
There'll be a lot of...
Let's start with that.
dear, oh dear.
I said last week Harry McKay shouldn't play. He showed why.
Oh, that was horrendous.
We all watched it together, right?
Yep.
You saw. What did I say about Patrick Cripps last week?
Oh, he was. What's going on there?
What? I'll ask you guys because I'm a bit biased.
No, what
but
is going on there? Does he look like he can't move properly? I'm not being.
He's not injured.
No, okay, he's not injured. Fair enough.
I
not
just reckon the
interested.
mechanics of his body is not up to playing AFL footy anymore.
Okay.
Well, then, how can they change over 12 months? Not even 12 months.
He's always been like that.
Yeah, he's
Well, then
already.
last year, though, he was moving fine. He won a Brownlow.
he did.
Regardless of what you think of the Brownlow. But
He shouldn't have won the Brownlow.
He
He
got-
cheated.
yeah, he
he
cheated.
whacked a Brisbane bloke.
But that's not his fault, though.
But they
No, it's not
received
his fault.
the most amount of votes, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say
That's
that.
not his fault.
Yeah,
You can't blame him for that. He didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yeah.
We're at a loss at the moment.
Honestly, like I'm staggered with what Carlton's putting out. I can't understand why. But again, it starts with your leaders, right? And Patrick Cripps is a leader of that club. I just think watching him, Bontempelli didn't have a great game.
No, he didn't.
But I pointed out to you guys, look at him going back and tackling.
Yeah.
He was running back and
He's
I
on the
didn't see-
move. He's always on the
I
move.
didn't see Cripps do that once.
Yeah.
I didn't see him go back into defence.
Push
and
back.
Push back and tackle or throw.
Run
Not
back
once.
the other way.
He just wanted to get his clearance, which, again,
This is-
hang on, there was one clearance in the game, right? And I said, hang on, boys, listen to this. So he got a clearance and kicked it 20 metres up and 20 metres that way.
Yeah, I remember.
And Anthony Hudson said, another clearance to Cripps. That was a fantastic clearance. What happened 5 seconds later?
The ball was turned over and went back over his head with interest.
And a goal.
And a
Right?
goal.
Yeah, I'm
and I
not
said,
sure.
why are they celebrating
not
again?
sure,
Why
yeah.
are they celebrating a clearance? Who cares about clearances?
Totally agree with you.
It's what you do with them.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know my theory on that. But
Yeah,
Can I-
but yeah. So yeah, I just think they're in a.
I just got an opinion on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, and I'm sure you guys agree, the two biggest forwards in the game, or two of the better
Yeah.
forwards of the game, why are they moving this ball so slow and sideways the
100%.
whole time? What
Spot
are you
on.
doing? And what happens, mate? Bulldogs, Geelong, Richmond, whoever you want to bring out, will just get players back, and good luck trying to mark 6 blokes.
you're spot on. It's a waste having two big gun
Yeah.
forwards
But do you reckon-
playing that footy, isn't it? It's a waste.
Absolutely.
But
You
do you-
might as well play
No,
two
I agree.
medium forwards.
I agree. But do you reckon?
And trade them if you want to play like that.
But I reckon Don't get me wrong, I agree with this.
Because the second half they got better. They changed it up. They moved the ball
well,
quicker.
they moved it quicker. But I think Harry Mackay is also a big problem to that. Charlie Kernhouse seems to do it well, pushes up, gets the ball when he needs to. Harry Mackay looks lost at times. Like they look to... How many times they kick it to...
So should he play deeper?
Swap roles.
Yeah.
Geelong do it best with Hawkins and
that's what
Cameron,
they're trying to
right?
do, Carlton. You can tell that they're trying to do
But they're not doing it. They're not executing. It's so far from that, what it should be.
Yeah.
It's actually laughable, you know? So
I'd be playing Shirley higher up.
Yeah.
And put Mackay in the goal square.
Yeah, I agree.
Also,
Get him up to the ball, present, because how many times in that
Charlie's a
first
better kick
half
too, yeah.
was
Yeah,
Carlton
much better
falling
kick.
down across half forward? It was bang, there it is, coming back the other way.
one thing that stood out to me as well, and look, I know midfield, the Dogs have got a tough midfield, Libbar, Bont, McRae's tough. I mean, I could see Carlton were worried out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were.
I know Cripps, he has a crack, and Walsh is a good player, but Walsh is more of an outsider, isn't he? He'll get it and he'll run. But
Bit of
the
a
other
hybrid.
blokes, the other blokes look like, I got Libba in there, you got Bont, this is too hard.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Too hard.
And we've said this, Ange, off camera, we've said this, and their game style's taxing, mate.
Yeah,
It is.
taxing.
So,
Like I said, the Sydney game, not enough players going to the trough.
yeah.
Not enough players rolling
And
the
let's
sleeves
just get
up.
back to clearances. How many times, again, Saturday night, we saw it, Liberatore got the clearance, handball out, open player, goal,
Jeez, he was
score,
good.
inside 50,
Or
right?
score.
That's
He
the
was
difference between a good clearance and just a hack kick. That's
Yeah,
a
of
clearance,
course,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah, Carlton. Voss, I think, mate, I think you've got them, they're all just messed up.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
For you.
Yep.
If they don't play finals, is he gone or has he got to go or what's the story?
He's gone now for me. The season's done, mate.
Dear, 9 rounds in, Angela. What's your thoughts?
Oh, so
no,
what? We just let it meander on to the end of the season? And
Yes.
see what
The
happens?
meander's not bad either.
Yes, Meander. No, yes.
Did you hear that?
No,
horse
he
called-
shouldn't be sacked after
There's
round
a horse
9.
called Meandercross.
Meander Cross.
I know, boys.
But I like
Anyway,
it. Meander Cross. That's a good one.
Meandercross, yeah. So Meandercross. Anyway, yeah, I reckon he's done. Oh no,
Okay.
in my mind, there's no doubt if they don't play finals, he's absolutely cooked.
Fair enough.
Sunday, Adelaide 19-7, 121. Defeated St Kilda 10-9, 69. Andrew, 121 points against the stingiest defence in the comp.
Yep, I've got something to say about that.
We have a new contender.
Floodgates. We have a new contender.
We have a new contender.
That's massive.
Yeah, yeah. They can kick a score, Adelaide, and they're tough, and their backline stands up. Oh, I reckon we've got a new contender.
Did Tex turn back the clock yesterday?
He was good early, wasn't he?
doing it for
mate,
How good was he early?
He was taking, mate, Wilkie, he was just going to Wilkie,
Yeah.
get out of my way, mate.
But you know what's
Taking
funny?
marks.
He just compliments Rankin
Yes.
and Rochelle
Yeah.
and
Fogarty.
Who's the other bloke? The tall guy, number 7?
Tilthorpe.
Thilthorpe, yeah. He just compliments them.
Tilthorpe.
Because he doesn't have to be the man there. Even though he kicked 4 or 5
Caroline.
goals, he just compliments them. Mate, they're for me, they're a contender.
When you put it that way, what you just said before,
Yeah.
the backs, the forwards, mids, yeah, you're right.
Well, how else do
It's
you...
hard to imagine.
You look at
Yeah.
just a couple of things I saw, like I'll call these second tiers. So Smith, Murphy, Pedler.
Our
This-
boy,
Pedler.
Our
How
boy.
good was he?
Oh, he's
The second
sensational.
tier Adelaide players are bloody good to.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that kid, Pennell, took that big mark early in the game.
Patrick Pennell.
Parnell.
Jeez, what a
Parnell.
What a
grab.
mark. And then look, you put Keys in. Is he second tier? Or is he now going to that next level? Keys, I'm not sure. He's in the middle of it.
Yeah, but they're good players. Yeah.
They're role players.
Yeah,
He's a
what
good
I'm saying
role,
is
That's a
great
good
role
point.
player.
That's a good way to do
That's
it.
right.
But you want to call them second tier role players, whatever.
great role
But they've
player.
gone to that next level. Like you said, Tex, Rankin's a star. Mate, he's got a
The
point, mate.
defence is all right. Their skipper is the most well, he's not underrated.
The question I
anymore.
do ask, outside of Adelaide, I'm
Of
not
course.
sure. That's going to be the problem.
Of course.
That's all right. Well, they've only played Geelong and Geelong, right? That doesn't count. That's a scratch match.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's be honest. When they play at the G, we'll judge them then, I think.
Yeah.
St Kilda,
No.
I think
Bubbles
they're in
burst.
danger
It's
of
it's over.
missing the finals. I think they've been worked out a little bit.
What do you reckon Ross said?
Oh, well, I think they've been worked out a little bit, St Kilda. You like it, don't you? I could go on.
No, let's not. I reckon, I don't know.
Quite good, Shane. What's your name?
You're quite brilliant.
I think if you expose St Kilda's defence when the ball's on the ground, they don't go back the other way. If you move it quick,
That's it.
St
Right
Kilda's
there.
in a
Exactly
lot
what I
of
was about
trouble
to say.
back the other way.
Yep.
You match them for ball, for intensity and contested footy, and they probably have been tested, but
Okay.
they've been lucky, and now they've been.
What I've got here, sorry. Crows played direct. Exactly what you were just saying, just complimenting on what you're saying. They played direct and quick. So did it give St Kilda a chance to set up that ridiculous 36 players in that 50? No, it didn't. So it disorientated them, disgruntled their game style, mate. And look at there's the result, mate. They kicked 19 goals.
So can they win the flag? Haven't said that. If they play that way.
I don't think so.
Not pulling that gun.
No, I'm not getting sucked into that.
Okay.
No.
I think they can.
My answer to the question is no.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So does St Kilda play
Oh,
finals?
imagine Adelaide, another interstate team getting to a grand final and getting whacked. You'll love it. 5 years in a row.
St Kilda, sorry, Bob, St Kilda.
Do they play finals?
Touch and go now.
Oh, yeah. That's my exact touch and go. I'm not sure.
Touch and go.
Yes or no? Come on.
No.
No.
I think they still will. I think you'll find a way. You'll shut it down. Oh, like they're going nowhere. I told you 4 weeks ago they can't win a premiership, or at the start.
Before we go to the... So, okay, let's say they come 8th, 7th, 6th, whatever. Is that style going to stand up in finals?
No,
it's the pressure.
No.
No.
And they played the COVID year they made finals and they won the final and then...
Yeah, well, that was underbred rat and they weren't ultra defensive. Like
No,
they're
they
ultra
weren't.
defensive with this guy.
This is an interesting one, St Kilda. Let's see.
Sunday, Collingwood 18-12, 120 defeated GWS 7-13-55. The word is meek. They defeated a meek GWS.
Lloyd Meek.
Okay.
This says, I don't think there's anything to be spoken about.
I just got a couple of
Let's
things.
talk about Collingwood.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. I've got a couple of things. The date, guys, 67 possessions between the two of them. Mm-hmm. Throw in Mitchell with 36. Efficiency question mark, I'm not sure because you know what I think of him. DeGoey had 30. And then you got Adams, Crisp, Maynard and Co. Just workman-like. Elliott, right? Workman-like. How are you going to beat that, right? And then I want to give GWS just a quick... Green, Haynes, Himmelberg, Whitfield, Kelly. These blokes are the same blokes every week for them that will get the 30 touches, but they're good players.
That's
they're good footballers.
That's
right?
all they've got.
That's my next point to you. So they're all very good, but they got within 4 or 5 goals because of those guys, but then they've got overpowered because they've got no support.
Yeah.
So GWS are going to be relying on these 5 blokes every week.
Every week.
As for Collingwood, dear oh dear, good luck trying to beat them.
How do you beat them? Their contribution across the board is first class.
Oh, it's sensational.
I'm going to take out all those names that you said because that they roll off the tongue, Dacos and Sidebottom and DeGoey and all that and Penry, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to talk about Mitchell and Hill, the difference that they've made to that that makeup.
Yeah, Hill's...
I'm going to talk about Mason Cox.
Don Lane.
Yep, Don Lane, who was primarily just a forward ruck. He's now their number one ruckman, and he had a pretty good game yesterday.
Had a lot of ball. Took a lot of marks.
Markov, Noble, and Quainer off half back. I mean, these are no-name blokes. We always talk about...
I know, that's true, you know.
The Dakai we talk about, but these blokes, McCreary...
Good player. Very composed.
Fantastic second-rung players that are...
I reckon Craig McRae just says, just do your job, play your role. Play your role. Like, they're no superstars.
That's exactly right.
Play your role.
Right.
Everyone doesn't have to be the best player on the ground for them to win, right?
Correct.
Clearly. And it might be Dacos, Nick, Josh 1 week, Pendlebury 1 week. Could be McCreary 1 week. Could be my check last week, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No.
They just seem to get it done every week.
And
they find a way.
And that's... Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, early on, I think Markov struggled to find his niche there. He's starting to play good footy, mate.
Yeah.
He's good, mate.
He's quick, he's strong.
He opens it up for him because he's speed.
And I think what you're seeing in Collingwood is exactly the trademark of what an AFL team looks like 100%. When you're maximising your strength and you're playing with confidence and you're playing with bravado. Like, you're just confident in knowing what the result is going to come out. And then they're all together as one.
And we haven't even mentioned his love child.
Oh, he's a star.
Haven't even mentioned Darcy Moore.
Well, he was one I didn't want to talk about.
So we spoke about
the lesser lights this week.
What's that tell you about them? They're in great shape.
Can I just say one thing about all of that? Look, you mentioned the lesser likes, we mentioned the Dakai. You know, and you put it all together, they trust each other, mate.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And
they trust each other, mate.
And when great teams come together, it's all those recipes and ingredients.
Richmond were like that.
Richmond, Geelong did it 3 times over 6 years.
Yeah. It's all about Hawthorne, trust, mate.
Hawthorne, you can go back. You're exactly right.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to bring this up again because I'm sick of it. Dwayne Russell, stop it. You keep calling the Dakai. Again, like I said last week, you can use it, but just give us a plug. Ankle Sword Podcast.
Own up, Dwayne.
Yeah, we had that first.
Jeez, you use it every week. And you didn't make it up because we made it up, all right?
Did we have it first?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's yours.
It's
your baby.
It's ours. I'll contribute. Here's my 2 cents.
Yep.
The Dakai.
What's that word?
Conglomerate.
Jeez. Anyway.
There you go. Round 9 in the books. If you've enjoyed the episode, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and also comment down below if you agree or disagree. See you on the next one.